You really don't understand, do you? Hey, man, don't you realize in order for us to make this thing work, man, we've got to get rid of the pimps and the pushers and the prostitutes and then start all over again clean.
Hey, look, nobody's pushing me anyway, okay? I mean, not you, not the cops, nobody, man. I mean, you want to get rid of the pushers, I'll help you. But don't send your people after me.
Oh, come on, John. Can't you see that we can't get rid of one without getting rid of the other? We got to...
Tavio back at y'all again with this straight street talk. From hood to neighborhood. You know, we've been talking about the crime going on in the city of Meridian, and everybody focusing on these young black males. And we've been having all these crime forums, but we've been getting no voices from the hood on no panels. So we getting regular people from the street to give their opinion, their personal views. And now we got a single mother. Because everybody been putting it on the board. All these young black males, they crazy, they say. They done lost their mind, they wilding out, they don't respect nobody. The G don't respect the OG. So we got a single mother who raising black male to get her opinion on it. This here, introducing Miss Taifa.
My opinion on it is, if more black people would stand in and help with the children, and like me, for instance, I got 3 boys, and I tell people all the time, I have friends, and they'll tell me, well, your son did this, and I seen him doing this. If you see them do something, straighten their ass. Just simple as that. And then you call me or find me and tell me, and guess what? I'm going to step in, and I'm going to straighten their ass with you. But the thing about it is, a lot of black people, black mothers and fathers aren't like that. I raised all 5 of my kids by myself. And it take more than me. And by their fathers not being there, other people, I love to see other people step in and say, well, I had to stop him from doing this, I had to stop them from doing that. That's fine with me, because guess what? I can't raise them by myself if they're in the street. They ain't always with me. So for other people to step in with other people's kids and then not getting upset about it, we was raised like that.
Yeah, you can't do that no more. If you see somebody, or say for instance, if I see somebody's child doing wrong, and I step in, and then the child go tell their parent, which more than likely is gonna be a single mother. If he go tell the single mother or whatever, that parent is gonna come back, and instead of siding with the adult who is trying to tell the child to do the right thing, then that parent will go against the other adult on the side of the kid, whether he was right or wrong.
And see, that's the problem. A lot of these mothers and fathers say they children don't do nothing. They children ain't did this, they children ain't did that, but that's the wrong attitude to have anyway, because you don't know what your children doing when you ain't in front of them. I never tell nobody. Mine didn't do it. Let them come tell me something about mine. He did it.
Because I'm a black male, and boys, as they had that old saying, boys will be boys. Of course I did some things, you know, and still do things. That's why you need somebody to straighten you.
That's right.
An adult, somebody who is older and wiser.
It takes more than one person to raise a child. It really takes the hood to raise a child, especially when you growing up on red lines, Southwide shit. I mean, it takes more than one person to. They say a mother and father together. Okay, that's good, but still, that mother and father ain't always with that child.
That's why you need an extended family.
Right, extended, exactly. But I mean, people nowadays, it's not like that. If you say something to somebody's child, then they be ready to bust you on your head.
That's true. That's these new streets. These new streets got to be stopped. Yes. These new streets ain't about nothing.
Everywhere you look, you have to see this kind of gang member, this kind of gang member.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they made up gangs look like to me. Because, like I say, it's different from what we was growing up. I mean, it's totally different. Now they got different BDs, and I remember just a gangster and a vice lord back then. But now they got the BDs, the 3Cs, or whatever else they got. But it's
trays, your foes.
Right, right. And I mean,
and more than just gangs, they got different hoods represented. So they ain't in gang, they just repping their hood. Like the 400 block, the 300 block, 7th Street,
Right.
East Side, West Side.
And then they so quick, they act like they scared to fight. They gotta run, grab a gun. What's the point? Cause ain't now bullet got a name. You shooting at somebody else and allowed to shoot your boy.
And just the other day, I want to say this was Saturday night, I ran up on a shooting. And I'm talking about dropping a friend off. I heard 2 shots in the car bone now. Just so happened the cops were right behind me. They pulled around me and took off after whoever it was. But it just getting too wild out here. And these gangsters ain't respecting the OGs. If you an OG and you ain't 50, I mean, you got to be the live to pass down some wisdom.
Right.
You know, if you an OG and you in your 20s and 30s, you don't supposed to be no OG. Even in Islam, they have a word called sheikh. You don't supposed to be a sheikh until you 50. So even in ancient African teaching, you're not grown until you get 40. So they want you to be the live to experience some things to pass down to these young people. But our family structure is gone. It ain't just the young black male, it's just the whole society is gone. What you think about the society of it all?
What I think about it is the white people got the people messed up. You want me to tell it? DHS, you can't whoop the children. You know, if you whoop them, you go to jail. How is you gonna tell me how to whoop my kids, how to chastise mine? You ain't finna tell me how to chastise mine, because if I listen to you, then if I don't chastise them, guess what? When they get a little old, they gonna want to chastise me.
That's true.
And then what? Ain't nothing. If I sit up and kill one.
And then what gonna happen? You gonna call the folk, and then the folk gonna chastise with capital punishment.
Right.
Now how you gonna say on this end, you don't want the parent to use capital punishment, which is whipping them, but you want to use capital punishment, which send them to death penalty, locking them up for 30 and 40 years. They giving these young boys more and more time for less and less crime.
It is.
And then now, they don't want felons on school property. Now, if you don't want a felon on school property, and you making felony offenders young and young, we're gonna try him as an adult, we're gonna try her as an adult at 12, at 13. Now, what if he do 3 or 4 years as a felon tried at 12, and he get out and he's 16 and want to go back to school? He's a felon, he ain't even gonna be able to go back on school property.
Right.
So, like she said, the system is all screwed up.
It is. And just the same way they say Meridian House supposed to be so much better. It ain't no better. You go up there, it's still the same. I mean, actually, it's worse than when I was in school. I went up there one day and them children running around fighting like they were retarded or something. I mean, and then they look at the parents for it.